The idea that Yoda secretly knew Anakin Skywalker wasn't the Chosen One, and that Obi-Wan Kenobi was, is an intriguing concept that fits within the broader themes of the Star Wars saga, particularly its focus on destiny, wisdom, and the limitations of prophecy. Here's a compelling argument for this theory. 1. Yoda's wisdom and insight. Yoda, as one of the most powerful and wise Jedi Masters, has a profound understanding of the Force and the nature of destiny. Despite Anakin's extraordinary abilities, Yoda never seemed entirely convinced that Anakin was the Chosen One. His caution and doubts were evident in several moments, such as his reaction when Qui-Gon Jinn first introduced Anakin as the Chosen One. Yoda, sensing the darkness within Anakin, seemed apprehensive, suggesting he might have understood the true nature of the prophecy better than the others. 2. The prophecy's ambiguity. The prophecy itself, as it is conveyed in the Star Wars canon, is notably ambiguous. It speaks of a chosen one who will bring balance to the Force, but it does not explicitly define how this will happen. Yoda, with his deep knowledge of the Force, may have seen this ambiguity and considered multiple interpretations, while the Jedi Council, and perhaps even Qui-Gon, took the prophecy to mean Anakin was destined to defeat the Sith. Yoda might have recognized that the prophecy wasn't as clear-cut as they believed. His caution could stem from understanding that the balance mentioned in the prophecy might not necessarily mean Anakin's victory over the Sith, but rather the way in which balance would be restored, possibly through sacrifice, or in ways the Jedi could not foresee. 3. Obi-Wan as the true Chosen One. Obi-Wan Kenobi, while not traditionally seen as a Chosen One, might have actually been the key to restoring balance to the Force. He is consistently portrayed as someone who understands the nature of both the light and dark sides of the Force. His deep connection with Anakin, his wisdom, and the way he ultimately confronts Anakin Darth Vader make him an ideal candidate for this role. Yoda, in his quiet moments, may have realized that Obi-Wan, by being the one to ultimately defeat Anakin and later redeem him through his son, Luke Skywalker, was the true instrument of balance. 4. Yoda's plan for Anakin's fall. Yoda, being highly aware of the political and moral complexities of the galaxy, may have seen Anakin's eventual fall to the dark side as inevitable. But rather than seeing this as a failure, Yoda might have understood that this was a necessary part of the cycle of balance. Anakin's role as the Chosen One could have been a catalyst, setting in motion the events that would lead to Obi-Wan, aided by Luke, ultimately bringing balance to the Force. Yoda's decision not to intervene directly in Anakin's fate, his distance and resignation, could reflect an understanding that Anakin's fall was part of a greater plan in which Obi-Wan's role was more crucial than anyone had anticipated. 5. The final test for Obi-Wan. Yoda's belief in the importance of balance in the Force could also explain why he placed such importance on Obi-Wan's survival and his role in the fight against the Empire. Obi-Wan's encounter with Anakin on Mustafar, while tragic, ultimately set the stage for the redemption of Anakin through his son, Luke. Yoda may have understood that Obi-Wan, not Anakin, would be the one to restore balance by teaching Luke, who would eventually redeem Anakin, fulfilling the prophecy in a way no one expected. Yoda's retreat to exile. Finally, Yoda's decision to go into exile after the fall of the Republic may have been part of his acceptance of his failure to guide Anakin to the light. But this exile could also be interpreted as a way for Yoda to reflect on his true understanding of the prophecy and the role of Obi-Wan. While the galaxy was in turmoil, Yoda, ever the student of the Force, may have realized that Obi-Wan was the Jedi who would ultimately fulfill the prophecy, even if it wasn't in the way anyone had originally imagined. In conclusion, Yoda's hidden knowledge of Obi-Wan as the true Chosen One would fit with his wisdom and understanding of the Force's complex nature. His reservations about Anakin's destiny, combined with his quiet support of Obi-Wan's actions throughout the saga, point to a deeper, more nuanced understanding of the prophecy. Yoda likely knew that Anakin's fall was part of the greater plan, and that Obi-Wan, through his actions and his guidance of Luke, would ultimately be the one to bring balance to the Force.